Hello and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright Attorney Dual Destinies. Where in last episode we launched investigations for the cosmic turnabout, and today we'll be heading to trial once again for that same case and just getting thrown straight into the thick of things. Alright then, day 2 quarter-time session, all rise. But the judge is nowhere to be seen apparently. I suppose we should reconvene the trial of Solomon Starbuck or something?
Objection!
Your Honor, could you please come out from under your bench? There are no more bombs, I promise.
Oh, yes, my apologies. I'm still a little jumpy when it comes to trials involving bombs. I mean, first the courtroom exploded. And then Mr. Tenate self-destructed.
I guess that's one way of describing what happened to Tenate.
Anyway, it seems that Mr. Justice was seriously wounded by Mr. Tenate's actions. So you, Mr. Wright, will be taking up the defense? Do you have an understanding of what has happened in the trial so far?
Yes, Your Honor, the defense is ready.
Very well, is the prosecution also ready? I take it you'd like me to give the opening statement this time?
Looks like the judge has become a pretty good mind reader. Well, he's certainly seen more than his fair share of colorful prosecutors. You can say he's something of a veteran of sorts.
Let's see, in the previous part of this trial, we learned that the victim, Clay Terran, escaped from Launchpad 1 carrying the defendant, Solomon Starbuck. There were explosions on the second floor of the Space Center and on the rocket itself. These two astronauts used the Launchpad 1 recorder to reach the boarding lounge.
And?
How could the victim climb down the ladder if he was carrying the defendant? That was the mystery that needed to be solved, but Mr. Justice proved that the victim was killed in the boarding lounge. Prosecutor Blackwell, were you able to discover any new facts related to this point?
Upon further investigation, we discovered an oxygen tank found within the lounge. Surprisingly, it would appear that Justice Dono's argument was correct.
So that means the testimony is one of the first two people on the scene were a suspect. Yes, I know, it just happened, like, literally 2 days ago. I'm recording this all the same day, but for the people watching out there, for you guys, it was 2 days ago. The courtroom bombing incident occurred and the trial was put on hold.
That accursed fellow, he killed my witness. He killed Detective Arm.
He definitely put the kibosh on anyone asking her about what she saw.
Exactly. In other words, the question of who killed the victim in the boarding lounge has once again become the main focus of this trial.
It's obvious Prosecutor Blackwell still thinks it was Mr. Starbuck. Fulbright said that Blackwell is a thingam against the astronaut. Nevertheless, the defense argues that there was a third person in the lounge and that's who killed the victim.
Objection!
To make such reckless claims in a courtroom takes a bold man, or a stupid one. There was no third person in the boarding lounge. Why have you gone dotty already? Old man.
Objection!
We'll see who's the dotard after I trounce you with my years of experience, little... I see we still haven't fixed the arrogance from the abomination that was Turnabout Succession, huh, game? You still want to make Phoenix into an arrogant little prick, because that's definitely exactly how he was in the original trilogy. In any case, Mr. Starbuck claims he saw someone leaving the lounge. Furthermore, a Space Center employee also saw a suspicious figure at the scene.
You saw a third person?
I see my sister's been running her mouth.
That's right, I almost forgot that Aura is Prosecutor Blackwell's sister. I didn't.
No matter, she didn't see this mystery person's face clearly. Therefore, there is no evidence to indicate that this person was not the defendant.
I guess the possibility that the figure was Mr. Starbuck is still there.
In brief, we need to determine if our third person was there or not. To get to this end, we should hear the testimony of one of the first people on the scene.
Director Cosmos, huh?
Very well, bailiff, please bring the witness to the stand. Why, I believe I've seen you before in the newspapers.
Of course you have, for I am Yuri Cosmos, director of the Cosmos Space Center, which was, of course, named after me, Yuri Cosmos. Don't you have anything I wish to ask me? Looks like I'll give it to do some bragging. 7 years ago, I successfully launched the Hat 1 and...
Everyone already knows how brilliant you are. Even I am trying to hold back my tears at seeing such a great man standing before me. So could you please proceed directly to your important testimony?
Ah, I see this fine young lad has a proper appreciation of greatness. Then allow me to begin my epochal testimony that will be recorded in the annals of history. The speech of Prosecutor Blackwell just now sounded more to me like he was poking fun at Director Cosmos. It's probably for the best that it sailed right over the director's head.
Now then, Director Cosmos, the condensed version of your illustrious testimony, please.
What I saw at the scene.
Detective Arm and I destroyed the boarding lounge together. We went via the control room and peeked in from there to see what was going on inside. We saw a figure standing in the middle of the lounge and Taryn lying on the floor. I hate to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbuck. Why? That's it? I need more than that.
I see. So your testimony, you claim you arrived on the scene after the two had escaped from the launch pad to the lounge, and just as the victim had been killed.
Oh, the horror, the humanity. But what I said is what I saw, and what I saw is what I said. Courageous action to take in the face of such terrifying explosions, wouldn't you say? To save my men, I went personally into the epicenter of danger. Risking my own life for there. Ah!
Well, what do you know? It sounds like the director really cares about his men. Yeah, although it sounds more like he was scared and just had a peek from far away.
Is the defense ready to cross the skin of the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Director Cosmo's testimony is pretty vague. I'm gonna have to press him and draw out more information before I do anything else. It's really annoying how, like, the game doesn't let you figure anything out for yourself. Because I said I need more information, so the plan was I was gonna press the thing where he's like, it must have been Starbuck, because I need more evidence than that. I need more to work with than that. Or like when you have to present evidence, it's like, what do we present? Oh, I know. Could it be that thing that has to do with that thing that's also the thing? Present the thing. You should present the thing. I'll point it out if it happens again, which I'm sure it will. Our Blackwell also saw a suspicious figure in the lounge, but she gave the statement that it was too dark to see the person's face clearly. Did you see this figure's face clearly?
No, not clearly. The lighter they were holding illuminated the area on their feet at the time. But other than that, I could see little else. That's why I could see Taryn, but I couldn't see who the other person was.
So, for all you know, it might not have been Mr. Starbuck, isn't that correct?
I would like to believe that. Starbuck isn't the type of man who's capable of murder.
Objection! When the witness entered the boarding lounge, there was no third person there. Isn't that correct, Great Space Center Director?
Yes, that's right. Only Starbuck and Taryn were there by that time. After we peeked in the lounge, suddenly went dark and the figure vanished.
You mean they disappeared? That's odd.
Objection! The reason the figure appeared to vanish is because it was the defendant. When the witnesses weren't looking, he fell to the floor and feigned unconsciousness.
Hold on, Director Cosmos, did you ever take your eyes off of the scene?
Just for a brief instant, about as long as it takes for a shooting star to go by.
If you took your eyes off the scene, then the third person you could have escaped during that time.
But what escape route could this person have used?
The direction opposite the control room, the southern door to the elevators. There's no security lock on that door, so it would have been possible to escape that way.
All things are possible, right, Dono? The real question is, do you have any proof?
Well...
If we're talking just possibilities, we get a professor would be like. An inmate who used to be a university professor and lunar researcher used to say that there is a kingdom of little green men who live under the surface of the moon.
As long as they don't punish us in the name of said moon for what we've done to it.
But I say, where's your proof that this quaint kingdom exists?
He's calling your theory work of fiction, boss. And he's right, I still don't have any proof yet, still. The southern door was a possible escape route, better make a mental note of that. Director Cosmos may ask you a question.
Yes?
Why did you look away from the boarding lounge?
Aha, it's actually another tale right behind the answer to that. It was when Detective Arms saw the figure and raised her gun. Behind being a great humanitarian and protector of mankind, tried to stop her.
What? You saying Detective Arm raised her gun as soon as she saw the figure?
I imagine her instinct as the detective told her they were the killer.
I don't know about that. And were you able to prevent Detective Arm from firing her gun?
I'm afraid I was too late. I wasn't able to stop her. She identified herself clearly and then... she fired 2 warning shots.
No, she didn't. We only found 1 bullet hole, buddy. That's where you're wrong.
This is information about Detective Arm's action sounds critically important. Please add your testimony.
Oh, you bet it is. Because, you see, that's just impossible, buddy.
Objection!
Are you sure you're really paying attention to what Detective Arm was doing?
You doubt my words that will someday be written down in history books?
Somehow I don't think those exact words will ever be written down in any history book.
Mr. Wright, could you please explain yourself so we can all understand?
You say Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots, and yet only 1 bullet hole was ever found in the scene.
What?
Only 1 bullet hole means the gun was only fired once. And yet Director Cosmos is saying Detective Arm fired 2 shots. No editor would allow such a glaring contradiction into a history book.
Objection! Unfortunately for you, the witness's words are true. We confirm the 2 shots were fired from Detective Arm's gun. Objection!
But there was only one bullet hole at the scene. Where did the other bullet hole vanish to? Ah!
You should know the answer to that already.
If you're gonna try to tell me it was a small bullet, then absolutely fucking not. Because there's no way it could have come from the same gun.
During the previous trial, a certain oxygen tank was presented as evidence. We've already discussed it was ruptured in the lounge, have we not? Where it appears that the thing that ruptured it was a bullet. A bullet that was found in the tank.
What? Oh, okay.
The opening marks also match up. There's no question the bullet was fired from Detective Arm's gun.
Bullet from, okay.
Some of the rifling marks on the bullet can tell us which the gun was fired from?
One of the bullets entered the detective fired found on its way into the holographic image display. The other bullet came to a stop into the victim's oxygen tank. The evidence confirms the director's statement that the detective fired 2 shots.
My beautiful contradiction, gone. All gone. So that bullet hole was from .38 caliber, huh? Better update the record. Okay, so, that, I mean, how does that... Actually, you know what, I wonder if, So, that should prove automatically that there was a third person there, right? Because there's a bullet there that wasn't .38 caliber. So, that...
No, your one doesn't.
Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots. Doesn't explain the specific pieces, sir. Yep, there you go. Points to the... Yep, there you go. Alright. Very well. Police evidence suggests that would be this bullet right here. That was... Nope, that was wrong. That was wrong. That was wrong. I was incorrect. I presented the wrong bullet. Nope, that... I messed up. I saw a bullet and I just immediately presented it. I wasn't thinking at all. Okay, let's try this again. So, where is it? This is the bullet right here.
What is this metal pellet supposed to be?
Just a little something of great importance we found at the crime scene, Your Honor.
You found it where?
In the floor gutter at this crime scene. It looks like the police and prosecution both missed it. Furthermore, this is a .10 caliber bullet, making it so much smaller than one of Detective Arm's .38 calibers.
Then that means...
Exactly, one person must have been there in the lounge. A third person who had a gun that could fire .10 caliber bullets. And if that's true, then it explains why Detective Arm fired warning shots. The third person fired at Detective Arm and Director Cosmos with their gun. And in return, the detective fired her warning shots. If this isn't that really how it went down, Director Cosmos? Ah, looks like you deduced my miraculous tale of survival. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The mystery person fired upon us.
What's this now?
What? You never breathed a word of any of this to me before.
Ah, well, I'll admit I have a secret or two, don't you know?
Just foolish old geezer.
So Director Cosmos really has been hiding the presence of a third person all along. Director Cosmos, the one you testified to court about what you really saw.
You may be a very great man, but in my courtroom you are just another witness. You won't receive special treatment here. Now please give accurate testimony.
Detective Arm and I rushed to the control room together. In the lounge, we saw a figure standing in the middle of the room and tearing on the floor. We were still in the control room in the east when the figure fired at us. What? Okay, wait a minute. If that's true, then how the hell did we find the bullet in the gutter? That doesn't make any sense.
Given that there was no other person in the lounge when the witness entered it, does this mean the person who fired the gun had to have been the defendant?
Not necessarily. It's still possible that it was someone else. They expected the southern door, the one that didn't have a security lock.
Objection!
Double-edged sword are tricky lot. Mishandle when it is you who is cut down.
Huh?
The reason could apply spaceport where the killer is well. Think about it. After being discovered, he could have fired a .10 caliber gun. Detective Arm would have responded by firing 2 warning shots. All he did was feign unconsciousness to prevent the possibility of a third person.
But Mr. Starbuck didn't have a gun in his possession, nor was the gun found at the scene of the crime. His absence can only explain if there was a third party who took it with them.
Objection!
Recall the existence of a trash chute in the boarding lounge. The defendant could have simply thrown the gun down the chute.
Objection!
But you can't deny the possibility of a third person leaving with a weapon.
Objection!
Something could prove that possibility. And I trust you haven't forgotten my little piece of decisive evidence.
What evidence?
Why, the identity switch was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, naturally. There was compelling evidence of all that tells us he is the culprit.
Ah, I did forget all about that.
You look your balls, how deliciously obvious it is that they lack the evidence to rival mine.
Well, he sliced our third-person theory to ribbons just like that.
Yes, well, I have a question of my own, actually. A bullet that hit the mysterious figure shot. What did it hit exactly?
It hit me.
It hit you? So does that mean you're a ghost?
I don't know why that was so funny, but just, you gotta love the judge. You really do.
I was wondering why when you realized your boldness. Director Cosmos is an authentic, bona fide ghost. You can even pass through walls.
Prosecutor Blackwell, shame on you for teasing the nice old gentleman.
Your boldness, it was all in jest. Please show yourself again.
Are you sure? In that case, how did you manage to survive being shot, Dr. Cosmos?
Ah, I'm glad you asked. It was a miracle benefiting such a great history-making figure such as myself. The bullet hit my glorious medal of honor.
That's, actually, I was gonna say some luck, but it is a pretty big target, admittedly, so I guess it's not too far-fetched to say that.
What?
That's unbelievable. I have to check this out. Oh, wow! Look at that, there's one extra Gaxa star. The odds are literally astronomical. I guess it really was a miracle. It's beginning to really feel like the Cosmos is watching out for Director Cosmos.
Why did you conceal this information, Dr. Cosmos?
A great man such as myself has to hide things on occasion, no matter how much it hurts. It's a plight of the truly great and may be hard for this generation to understand. I don't know, but it sounds fishy to me. What else is he hiding? Let's just cross-examine him and see what we can find out.
Now then, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Okay, well, first things first. How the hell did the bullet end up in the gutter if you were still in the control room when they fired at you? That doesn't make any sense at all. So what do we have to prove that? Why did I hit that? I probably should have showed the bullet, right? Because where doesn't it say... Yeah, discovered in the gutter. Just wrong. Straight up wrong. Dr. Cosmos, I believe you are telling the great court a glorious lie.
A great man like me tell a lie? Have you ever heard of such a thing in all of history?
My accusation is based on the positions of the people who were in the lounge. According to your testimony, you and Detective Arm were near the control room door, and the mystery figure was standing in the middle of the boarding lounge. If, as you say, the figure fired a gun at you from this position, then the bullet would have traveled in this direction. However, we found the point and caliber bullet here. Oh. The trajectory and where the bullet was actually found contradict each other. Director Cosmos, where were you really when you were being shot at? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the human merry-go-round.
Don't tell me you've forgotten already. Did the witness himself just tell you the bullet hit his medal? Of this, there was no mistake.
Are you saying it deflected all the way to the other side of the room? I guess the bullet should have been found in the east side of the room. Are you trying to say you can explain the inconsistency?
Of course.
I didn't think. What?
Oh, great Director Cosmos.
Yes, is this something you'd like me to expound upon?
You were in fact not in the control room to the east, were you? You were looking into the lounge from the door to the south.
No, don't, please. Blackwell, don't take him down that route, please, because if you take him down that route, then you've effectively cut off an escape route for a third person. What are you getting at?
Use your own brain. Your head must have some use other than housing that bird's nest.
Bird's nest? What does everyone pick on my hair?
Director Cosmos and the detective witnessed the scene from the southern door. The killer fired at them there, and that is why the bullet was found in the south.
Ah, that makes some sense. No, it doesn't, because then you don't have an escape route.
Also, the witness being at the southern door is rather favorable for the prosecution.
Huh? I've got a bad feeling about this.
How about it, Director, if you don't tell the truth this time?
Yikes, his handcuffs.
You come but rust upon my sword. I've relished the chance to cut down a great man.
Alright, I'll tell the truth. Spread your sword away. You are correct. Yuri Cosmos was looking into the room from the southern door.
What? That's the complete opposite of all the testimonies given so far. It also makes no sense. I have how?
The director and the detective were near the southern door, meaning the killer couldn't have escaped through there. The western door required print recognition. The corridor beyond was filled with smoke. The only escape would have the eastern quadrant door, and the only way to get through there was with Director Cosmos' fingerprints. In short, there would be no escape from any third person had there been one.
Ah, My third person disappeared. It's like one of Trucy's magic tricks. Yeah, because exactly, it doesn't make any sense.
Order on the court. Director Constance, why did you tell such an outrageous lie?
You were covering the defendant, isn't that right?
What? What? Oh, come on. What nonsense is that? You're probably the killer now that I think about it. Because if the other person showed up, like, through the elevators, then you could have just escaped through any way you wanted. Because you have the access to be able to go through the control room door. And actually, oh, you know what? I just saw something. So, if we compare the ballistic markings of this to the the bullet mark on his medal, I bet they're gonna match, because then that would mean that she was the one who shot him, right? I think so. I said it was in control and event and escape for a third person. What a convoluted. Was he really? No, of course he wasn't. He was covering for himself.
Let's see, we come to a conclusion. The defendant's argument, the possibility of a third person has crumbled.
No!
It's over.
Not yet, it's not. The judge is about to hand down his verdict. Think, Phoenix, think. First time I'm trying to turn my thinking around. Yeah. I hope this is all wrong. Judge calls the city, he's active armor, so you got one of the persons is true, one of them before that. Oh wow, it's not like I literally just. See, that's the thing. Like, it's the frequency which they say exactly what happened before. Like, the whole appeal of the original trilogy was that you figured everything out yourself. Like, the game didn't hold your hand. You came up with all the solutions entirely by yourself. Except in the case of Turnabout, that was some grade A bullshit. But everything else was all you. This game's like, there, it's okay, I'll tell you what to do.
And with that, I'll render my verdict.
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. There was still one possibility.
Oh? This had better be good, Mr. Wright.
There was only one person who could have escaped from the scene, and that person would be the first person who arrived on the scene. Then, upon entering the boarding lounge, the second person to arrive came through the southern door. That's why the first person fled from the room, using a escape route that was accessible only to them.
Very well, let's hear more about this theory.
It would be Yuri Cosmos.
Take that!
What? But that's... Mr. Wright, what are you claiming here?
Of all the people who were at the scene, only a witness could have escaped. The director is the only one with the authority to open the control room door, after all.
But that means...
Exactly. The true identity of the third person is our current witness. Director Yuri Cosmos. Ah, there's that music.
Order! Order in the court, I say. Mr. Wright, you will explain yourself in more detail.
I assert that Director Cosmos arrived at the scene before Detective Arm, and entered the boarding lounge alone. Saw a suspicious figure who was actually Director Cosmos standing in the lounge. And that's why she fired those 2 warning shots.
I've been hit on the starboard side.
Captain Wright, it's a direct hit on the enemy ship, sir. A magnificent shot.
Warning shots fired from the enemy ship. Ready to intercept.
Cosmos, your total line is called once again.
I've been hit on the port side. The enemy has called the reinforcements.
Earth to Cosmos Control Center requesting permission that you return to reality.
Why shall I go down to anything less than the ultimate weapon of evidence?
Oh, well, I got that for you, buddy. Just compare the ballistic markings of the bullets of the thing in your medal. But I do have evidence. In fact, you could say that your battleship bears its scar. If Director Cosmos is the third person Lower Blackwell saw. Yeah. Thanks. I got it. I already figured it out. Thanks for telling me what I gotta do. Must have been the one who fired the point-in caliber gun. When my sense would have turned a shot at her, therefore the evidence of the director's body is different. Yeah. Once we compare it against another piece of evidence, the mark what you receive from the third party will be all the proof we need. The proof that you were the one in the lounge. Comparison against this piece of evidence will prove that you were the one in the lounge. The .30 caliber bullet found on the floor of the scene didn't hit the oxygen tank. It hit Dr. Cosmos' medal. If we have the ricochet mark in the middle analyzed, I'm sure the caliber will match up. And if that mark proves to be from the .30 caliber bullets, then it'll prove that you are the third person we have been looking for.
If that's true, then what about the bullet that hit the oxygen tank?
If it was a .30 caliber bullet, in other words, it was a bullet fired from Yuri Cosmos. Isn't that right, Director?
What, the engine has started again? It's a miracle I'm not going down yet.
Witness, stop this act once and confess the truth.
If you don't want the history books to say that the great man was a great liar, then accept your fate and tell the truth! Are giving me orders? Me, the great director of the Cosmos Space Center? Yeah, but the cosmos revolves around me!
I don't know why that's so funny to watch.
Ah, someone get me off this thing!
Order! Order on the court! And will someone please stop the windows from spinning?
Not looking too good there, Yuri Cosmos.
Phew, thank goodness we were able to stop him from spinning off the face of the earth.
While he was twirling, I looked at the ability of running analysis on the mark in the middle. It was made by a .38 caliber bullet, matching with the size of Detective Arm's firearm.
Are you ready to confess the truth, witness?
No, you got it all wrong. This is just a misunderstanding. Is he gonna start piling on more lies? It looks like it.
But no matter how many lies he tells, I'll just expose them one by one. I'll make the big liar tell the truth. Oh. Mid-trial break, alright then. Not even a recess, alright then. Well, that'll be for this episode. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next time to catch you all tomorrow for some more Phoenix Wright Attorney Dual Destinies. Goodbye.